Hi everyone, welcome to week 3. I wanted to let you know that I have fixed my Gav email problem. I have even got it to set up where it forwards automatically to my iPhone, so I'll be able to check Gav email much more seamlessly, and I've also gotten through the pile of emails that I had from my Yahoo account. I'm hoping the volume will go down so I can start responding to everyone in a much more timely manner. Thank you for your patience with me, and thank you for continuing to email me and ask me questions. I am here to help you. That is my job. So if you have a question, please ask. And if you have a simple question that you think someone in the class might be able to answer, go ahead and post it in the discussion forum. That way someone can get to you in real quickly in real time if I'm not online. So that's the email issue. This week we have a holiday, so our schedule is all different. You're going to have primary source assignment number 2 and week 3 where you annotate a primary source. So these are your only 2 assignments and they'll be due on Wednesday. As always, you can do the community builder, which you keep track of yourself, and as many community builders as you do, at the end of the semester you'll be able to tally all those up and I can give you up to 10 points of extra credit. So that's that. The one thing I do want to talk about from last week was the discussion. And I'm showing the Gav class right now, but this works for both Gav and Evergreen since it's the same course. We had our discussion going, and we had some really strong discussions, and we had some discussions where people just did not participate. If you're in a discussion and you are leading and someone doesn't participate, know that I won't ding you as long as you're actively trying to encourage people to participate and posting information that allows people to participate. However, if you're in a group and there are people that are silent or don't post until Sunday, you are not held responsible for the people who are not posting. As long as I'm seeing you trying, you will get the grade. Up to even full points. So keep trying, keep participating. For those of you who missed last week's discussion, feel free to jump in the next. We won't be having discussion this week, but the week after due to the holiday. So really work to, 1, respond and respond in a timely manner, and 2, dig below the surface. Don't just say, oh, I agree. I think so-and-so who wrote the robber barons article did a great job because he had lots and lots of evidence. That's very surface, and that doesn't get to the heart of it. A good critique is going to come when you break down the argument. The one thing that I did want to show you for this week is that you are going to be picking your primary source. You are actually going to be picking 2 to 3 primary sources. That means I want you to have some options so I can tell you which primary source is going to be the better one for your paper. So last week you should have wrote about a topic in history that interests you. This week you're going to find 2 to 3 possible primary sources that interest you on your topic. Each primary source must be 8 to 10 pages long. That means you can't just pick a little poster or a little blurb. You need to pick a primary source that has some length and some girth so you can investigate it all semester. If you absolutely need to, you have a topic that you're passionate about but you can't find an 8 to 10 page primary source, then feel free to put a couple of sources together to make that page length. It's always okay to combine sources. I'd prefer you focus on one source, but if you have a collection of sources on the similar topic, so it makes up 8 to 10 pages, then you can also do it that way. If you do local history, I will give you 10 extra credit points on your final. So if you do a historical period and you research it that's within the time frame of the assignment and it's based somewhere here in California, then you can get local history credit. And once again, I can't stress enough that you're going to find 2 to 3 possible primary sources. Not just 1, not 18, but 2 to 3 that you think you could see researching the whole semester, because you're going to spend your whole semester researching this source. And it's easy once you get the hang of it, although you will develop a love-hate relationship with your source. Out of the 2 to 3 you pick for this assignment, I'll tell you which one is your best bet for your research paper. The thing people most leave out is a tentative discussion of what research points you might pursue with each of these sources. For example, if you are looking at the Black Panther Movement Manifesto, you could research points of effectiveness, government response, and internal debate. These don't have to be your final research points, but I want to see that you're thinking about possible ways to break down the argument. So you take one of those 2 to 3 primary sources that you found, and then you tell me how you see yourself breaking it down into an argument. And we'll keep working on this part, but I really, really want you to try it on your assignment. Finally, a few people have asked me questions about finding sources. So last week, and hold on, let me get to the right screen. I have a few things open and I can't see because it's blocking it. So we're going to go whoosh real, real fast, and here we go. So last week you had to write about a topic in American history that interests you. I am interested in women's history, so if I was doing a research paper, I would do it on women's history. I would do a general Google search, women's history primary sources, because remember, I'm not giving information about my topic, but I'm actually finding a primary source that I want to research. So I might type in women's history primary sources, and the first thing I'm going to see is an EDU site, and I know college sites sometimes have repositories of primary sources, so I'm going to click on this. I click on this, and I scored the jackpot because this is going to be a digital collection of primary sources on women's history. I am interested in feminism, so I could click on feminism. And it's going to lead me to a digital collection, awesome, primary source, awesome. So these are all colleges and archives that have primary sources on the women's liberation. So I could click on that one. It says documents from the women's liberation movement, and I get taken to Duke, which I know is a great university, and an online archival collection. So it means they're going to have a ton of primary sources in here. I scroll down and I get some more subject categories. I really am interested in women's work and roles during the feminine movement, so I would click on that one, but you could click on anything you want, and it's going to take you to a whole bunch of sources. So let's open the first one. We open the first one and I see that it's 20 pages. Automatic score because I know it's going to fit the requirements. And then it says Sweet 16 to Saggy 36, The Saga of American Womanhood. And I'm already intrigued by the title. And I know that this was a radical women's group and it was published in 1969. So I know it fits in the time parameters of the assignment. And it's a play about women's roles and gender relations. So this radical women's group is putting on a satirical play about women and their gender roles. This is already very interesting to me because I know they'll be making fun of things that women had to do at the time. So this would be a great way to figure out how radical groups viewed the mainstream average American women. So that would be possibly one direction or one research point I could do. I could also look at the tension between the radical women's group and what women were supposed to do in society. So I have different points that I could break down my essay to as that prompt asked. So I would go and again and do the same search until I find another primary source, and maybe even possibly a third. I would look at the 3 sources I have, I would fill out the requirements for the assignment, I would submit it to you, submit it to the Moodle or iLearn, and then I will get you feedback on that. So once again, that's what I'm asking you to do this week, is find 2 to 3 primary sources of a possible primary source that you could spend this semester researching. This takes a little time, practice, and effort, but it's a good skill for you to have. So talk about research points, find 2 to 3 primary sources, and make sure you're fitting the time parameter of this assignment. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great week.